What's up, everybody? Welcome back to IGN Live at San Diego Comic-Con 2014, brought to you by Lucy and the Evil Within. Remember, we need you to be part of the show. Go to Facebook, like our page, then leave a comment with the hashtag IGN Live. We answer them here on the air. You get to be part of the show, and we love you very much. Now, Roth.
Yes.
It's time to talk some Boxtrolls.
Let's do it.
Isaac, Elle, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for being here, you guys. So I love Laika so much. They just put out such great films. So talk a little bit about this one, because you play an orphan, right? That is raised by these Boxtrolls who enjoy delicacies like skewered
Grasshoppers.
Grasshoppers?
What is this? What is this?
What is this? What bug am I holding? And you guys have like a reverse My Fair Lady a little bit. Like you teach him how to be a human boy. Talk about that.
Yeah, I play Winnie, and she's definitely a little spoiled. Her dad is kind of the mayor of the town, and but he's obsessed with cheese and kind of loves cheese more than his own daughter, which to her that's kind of the sad part to Winnie, because she's always striving to get her dad's attention, and yeah, she's just looking for someone to talk to and actually listen to her. And Eggs is there, and yeah, they become friends.
Yeah, and for Eggs, Winnie is quite an exciting prospect, just because he's spent his whole life being raised by these Boxtrolls, who are very timid, shy creatures who, the second they see, a cat, will jump into their boxes and quake with fear. And that's where Eggs kind of differs from them, and kind of needs Winnie to help him kind of come out of his shell and take his own box off and become a human again.
I do want to touch on just really quickly these bugs,
Sure.
because
Keep talking about grasshoppers.
as a part of your work or your press for this, you guys have actually enjoyed some of these, is what I understand. You've had.
We had the Eat Like the Boxtrolls, Eat Like a Box, something like that.
What did these taste like?
Well, the grasshoppers tasted like grasshoppers, as I would imagine grasshoppers to taste. They were pretty revolting as food goes. But the tarantula legs were actually...
Oh, that's the
You
right
recognize
one.
it.
If you go to the food truck, you have to.
They tasted like nothing. So it's better than those.
There is a food truck, so we're recommending the tarantula legs for everyone.
That's the hot item. That's the chef's special.
Talk a little bit about Laika, because I really mean it. I've had the privilege of going and visiting with them and seeing kind of the work that they do with the stop motion. It's amazing. Did you guys go and sort of see the production and how they work with the stop motion at all?
Yeah, no, we did. Did you? Yeah,
Yes, I did. I got to go up to Oregon.
Yeah.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen in my life.
It's like some kind of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing. You go in and there's this entire universe contained within this fairly inconspicuous building from the outside. It just looks like an average industrial building. Yeah. And you walk in and there's this incredible creative process going on all over the place.
All these giant doll houses, and then each person's in there, doing their specific 1 minute, of
over 6 months, right?
Over like
longer
years, and
you come in, pick your character up, and they're like, no!
Oh yeah, we totally ruined it. Yeah, I know each little blink takes like a week to do for them. It's I can't imagine their hands, how still they have to be, and I remember walking into one set and there had to be water in the scene, and obviously they can't.
I saw
underground.
That was insane.
And you can't use water because obviously they have to have total control over everything, and water just kind of freely moves.
Right.
So they made this crazy reflection thing where it looked like it was water, but there was actually nothing there, and it's so hard to describe.
Yeah.
It's all in their minds.
For you guys, what is the process like then? Like, did you do your recording long ago, or did you do it more recently and like try to sync up with what they're doing? Like, where do you enter the project and how involved are you?
Yeah, you will record first, and they'll have these video cameras which are filming you the whole way through. And then what they'll do is, once they've got all the footage they want, or they're saying, right, we're going to film this particular scene now, they'll take a look at the footage and they'll see exactly how your mouth moves or what your kind of body language is. And then what they do is someone in the digital department will map all these out onto sort of digital creations for each single frame. So there are 24 frames in a second in this. So they have to come up with each different face for that. And then they print it on this rapid prototyping thing, which is the 3D printer. And it's sort of a cutting edge.
from them.
Yeah. I stole one of those. And then they're detachable from each character, so they'll take one off, put the next one on, click, one off, next one, click, and you have to do that 24 times to get a second.
Yeah, it's just a remarkable process. You guys have both done sort of animation work before. Was this a different one for you? Did this feel, you worked on Family Guy a little bit, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You're like, oh, right, I did do that. I don't know where this was going for right there.
I imagine this was slightly different.
Actually, I did Family Guy after the Boxtrolls.
Oh,
That's how long it's been the Boxtrolls.
Did you work together at all? Were you recording completely separately?
It was pretty much separate until that one day we came together. We did kind of, it was more like intimate scene. Where we talked about fathers. Well, I mean, like, you know, as intimate like voices can get, you know. It was for me. I had done My Neighbor Totoro when I was 4. I did the voice for that. Yeah, and I remember they already had the animation completely mapped out. So then all I did, I had to match my voice to exactly the way the girl's voice was moving. So that was a little harder than this because
when you were 4.
Yeah.
They're working too hard. I don't like it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been asking you to be part of the show. Let's go to Facebook, see what you're asking about Boxtrolls. Travis Jones says, Isaac, what can we expect from your character in the new season of Game of Thrones? Travis, this is not a Boxtrolls question.
Right over there's a guy pointing a gun at me. And if I say anything, I will be killed live on air. So.
Is that what you want, Travis Jones?
Were you happy to see Bran? I mean, we did see Bran go a little bit more into like kind of fans, I think, were waiting this kind of like the larger fantastical stuff. Is that exciting for you? Do you feel like you can engage a little bit more?
Yeah, Bran's storyline has kind of been petering along quite slowly for the past couple of seasons. He's been doing stuff, but he hasn't really even really started the whole fantastical side of his character. And certainly at the end of season 4, he'd finally reached this cave of the Three-Eyed Raven, which is basically the pinnacle of where he's been trying to go and where all his visions have been telling him to go there. And then they cut you off, so you don't know what's going to happen next.
But it's exciting for you, right? Because now you get a little more active in the story.
Absolutely,
seemingly. Yeah. Are you a fan of the show?
Yeah, I worked with Peter Dinklage and
funny.
Lena Headey and you, so I'm like, I'm a part of the show.
I was going to say, you're working every angle to get in on the show. Yeah.
We're going to have to get you on the show now. Yeah. So for Boxtrolls, you know, like I said, I really love Coraline and Paranorman. Can you talk about the tone of this one? Is it sort of like have you seen those? I know you've seen Boxtrolls. Well, we have sometimes.
I know. Like, I know you've seen that.
We talked about it before. So would you sort of liken the tone to those two films?
I would. I feel like Coraline maybe had a little more gothic. It was definitely a little darker. I think ours is very funny and like really witty. Like you have to really pay attention to little details or like funny characters in the background. They made them do little quirky things, and so there are a lot of cute hidden kind of motions in our film that you have to really pay attention to, I think. But it's definitely like a fun vibe and very exciting. There's definitely a good and evil side, so you want the good to win, obviously.
Which one are you on?
I'm on
bad.
You're the bad. I'm on the good, but Snatcher, the character, who's kind of the evil guy, his voice is so perfect.
Terrifying.
I know, it's very scary.
So
Sir Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
Did you guys work with him?
I did a session with him where we were in this very small, compact studio in Chipping Norton, which is just outside Oxford in his hometown.
Sounds intimate.
It was honestly the size of a closet.
Yeah.
And Sir Ben wanted, because he had this idea that it was a very large, fat character, so he wanted a special reclining chair so he could get the voice exactly how he wanted. So we had this big chair in there, and I was kind of in the corner. and then this booming voice comes out, and all of a sudden you feel like you're having a huge argument with Archibald Snatcher, and it's
awesome.
It's terrifying.
That is absolutely amazing.
Guys, when does Boxtrolls come out?
September 26th.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you so
Have a great
much.
Comic-Con. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue to have a great Comic-Con here on IGN, so don't go anywhere. Here comes some sponsors that keep everything going and get you this free content, so watch it. Don't click away.